Good morning, traders, and welcome to Flow with the Markets Tuesday, volume 174. Iliya here, as always, tuning in 40 minutes into Frankfurt Open to give you an update of what happened on Monday and what we can potentially expect today. You know, this video is pretty raw. I just jump in, analyze the markets, every single pair that we cover in the weekly outlook, have a look what happened, how we can adapt, and potentially throw a little forecast for today and for the rest of the week. Although by now you probably know it's very hard to forecast long term because the market tends to open, tends to do something completely different, and then you are left with only a single choice, which is to adapt and flow with the market. And this is why I always preach this, right? Don't try to predict, don't try to kind of figure out where the market is going to go, where is it going to respond from, where is the level that is going to tap. No, just go with the market, let it actually show you what it wants to do, and then you actually go with it. Okay, so without further ado, let's actually jump into it. Currently this week we have a couple of important news. Today nothing much important. So right now we're having we had the interest rate for the Aussie tonight. It was hiked as expected by 25 basis points. Yeah, 25 basis points. And we actually saw the Aussie decline in value from an interest rate hike. So that is quite strange, but maybe it's going to recover later. We'll see. Tomorrow we have GDP for Euro, which is very important, and also interest rate for CAT. So again, for the USD CAT traders, stay tuned, right? Don't rush. Wait for that. Thursday, we have a speech from Lagarde, trade balance right there for the Aussie, initial jobless claims, which is important, but not as much. And then Friday, you can see it's pretty quiet. So this week is not very, very, very busy in terms of news. So I think it's going to be nice, right? But already on Monday, we opened in a very volatile fashion, which I like, but usually it doesn't provide us with some great setups if it opens like this. So we're going to get started with a Dixie, as always. I had two outcomes. The first outcome was to first pull back to give us a short, and the second outcome was to actually first break structure, then pull back, lower high, and continue going lower, right? And as you can see, none of those really played out, right? We went for a break of structure lower, which is great, which means that then this becomes our supply, right? But as you can see, I expected like the pullback to end somewhere right there, but the market massively expanded higher, and right now it's just consolidating within the last resort. Why is this the last resort? Because if we break above this one, then we're going to be having a 4 hourly structure break or the 4 hourly trend change to the upside. Okay, I'm not going to be going into weekly and daily. I don't do this on a daily basis, right? But we know that the weekly has also shifted to the downside a little bit. Then we said that this could be our next target, right? And as you can see, the week is opening a little bit bullish right now. So is it creating like the week high, right? The weekly high, and then to potentially go down, or is it going to reverse higher and maybe give us 1 week of a pullback somewhere? We don't know, right? And this is way too far in time to forecast. So let's see what is happening right now. Chopping, as I said, into this supply zone right there, which is the last resort for the 4 hourly lower high to maintain. And as you can see on the 50 minutes, so I did my analysis for the community as well. There are not any immediate setups I'm looking at because Dixie, EU, even AU, and some other pairs as well are currently a little bit chopped around, right? So as you can see, this one, we shifted bearish right there, then we tried to short, we tried here, we tried right there, and then we couldn't, and we actually turned the structure to bullish right there. Pull back, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high right there as well. And as you can see, currently we are about to be changing the structure to the downside, right? While EU is still chopping in the range. So very, 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 very tricky. You can take, for example, this one according to euros. This can be your demand. Some of you can take this one as your demand, right? I am personally waiting right now, but to me, if you want my view, then to me right now we're having a trend change, which to me happens right there, and potentially then right now I can be looking for shorts. Why? Well, because still the fall is bearish, right? The fall is still bearish, and although we came in very strongly, we're still sitting at a lower high supply, which is a very strong area. So if the 50-minute aligns bearish, which we're doing right now, then potentially the setup could be a pullback right there, lower high entry on the 1 minute, and then we potentially go down. Of course, anything can happen. The market can push down and it can massively explode higher. Well, then we continue going long, right? It's all about the adaptation. So this is what I look at it currently, right? It's we have 15 minutes until London. So maybe I'm still going to be talking while London opens. So let's see. what we can have right there. And if I just quickly transfer onto EU, you can see similar situation right there. I was looking at this one for potential liquidity area, which is probably a major high. We didn't quite reach there, but as you can see, we immediately broke structure on market open, which is great, which means that we formed a new demand, which is this big candle right there. We started with a nice short, and yeah, right now we are just sitting inside this range right there. If I really zoom in, you can see that we actually had a 4-hourly pullback right there on the drop, but again, I was just gonna get confused. We are currently trading within this range, right? So this is all gonna be minor structure until we break the low, right? And then we have to find what actually caused the break of the low and then trade from there. So that would be the short scenario, but I'm only gonna turn short and bearish on the 4-hourly if this low goes right there, right? So currently I am still bullish on the 4H as I am bearish on the Dixie. So 15-minute yesterday, I had a few community members take this short right there. To me, it wasn't entirely valid because it didn't have a supply on the left, but it was a great 50% pullback, which we always look for. It grabbed liquidity, it created our 1-minute setup, and then it hit beautifully TP in the matter of 30 minutes, which was great. Then again, you can see very volatile. All of a sudden it went up and then all of a sudden it went down, right? So a very big V shape, kind of a manipulation. Pulls back, lower low, lower high, lower low, it went down. Then during Asia, right, we shifted bullish here, then we shifted bearish right there, bearish, 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 bearish. So what I don't like right now is this little range, right? So I don't like, what is that noise outside? This is a very kind of compressed range right now. So this is the break of structure right there. So 15-minute break of structure right there. So what I'm currently looking at is for a new range, right? I'm either looking for an explosion to the downside or for an explosion to the upside. Okay, so to me, if this one breaks right now, I'm gonna count this one as a 50-minute trend change, and then similar to the Dixie, I'm gonna try to go long, right? As you can see, Dixie has already broken below this zone, right? While EU is still about to break. So there's that little divergence going on right there, but that is perfectly fine. So hopefully by the time I speak, a setup is gonna occur, a break is gonna occur, so then we can actually throw a little forecast. But for right now, there is nothing to do, right? We just have to wait for a new range and then to align with it. So that is Euro USD right now. 4-hourly is bullish and 50-minute is bearish, so we wait for the alignment, right? And then to potentially strike. But as long as the 50-minute goes down, then we can potentially go down with it, because again, at the end of the day, the market can be bullish on the 4H, but if you get 6 shorts on the 50-minute, then eventually it ends up breaking, right? And you're like, well, I waited for all of these longs right there from this demand zone. The market never shifted bullish and it provided 100 shorts, right? So again, if you're given a short, go short as well. Euro JPY, very interesting development. So this one was perfectly bearish. As you can see, right, we had a very nice drop. I was looking for the pullback. So I had 2 scenarios again, either to continue lower for a lower low, then pull back lower high, or to pull us back deeper into supply and to give us a short, right? But as you can see, the market opens and massively expands to the upside, causing a 4-hourly reversal. So to me right there, this is a 4-hourly structure break, and it's actually a trend change. It's not only a structure break. Then I try to find, like, yeah, I would usually take a big one like this if I'm doubting. But then again, if we just drop to the weekly time frame, remember, what is this one doing, right? It's a bullish on the weekly. On the daily, it's yeah, it shifted bearish on the daily. So quite a complex market structure right there. It could be coming to potentially retest this one as well, right? Which is a daily zone before we drop to the downside. So let's see. But currently, it's bullish to me, and all I'm going to be looking for potentially is to see if we can have a reaction from there to create a higher low, and then to potentially push for a new higher high. Okay, if I really zoom in, yeah, this one, we can potentially even count this one as a structure break, and then this one as a demand zone. Why? Well, because you can see we stayed around 8 hours inside this range before we broke it. So it is definitely possible, right? So it's even possible to take a long from here, if then the 50-minute aligns and to potentially go long. And if this one breaks, you can even say we're gonna have an early 4-hourly reversal. So quite tricky, honestly, euro yen. You can see on the 50-minute, so on the 50-minute, it took out the Asian high just right now, and you can see the massive response, right? What took out the Asian high? It's this demand right? So if this demand breaks right now, then I'm gonna shift bearish. So the 50-minute shifts bearish, but then I'm gonna be looking for is for it to pull back right there, to align bullish again, and then to hopefully go with the bullish trend, right? So this is gonna be the plan for Euro Yen. Currently, you can actually be looking to long from here, right? But usually you don't want to do that because there is a little detail. We took out the Asian high after a very big consolidation. This is the manipulation. Then it went for another take out the high, and right now we can potentially start reversing as well. So as I always say, it's Tuesday. Tuesdays are like Easter eggs, as Paul once said, and anything can happen. So currently bullish on the 4-hourly time frame, bullish on the 50-minute time frame, but there is a chance we pull back a little bit deeper, and then we're given a long from here. So again, stay tuned for that, and make sure to watch USD Yen as well. So Aussie dollar, again, you can see both of my scenarios did not play out. So you are gonna be always forced to adapt. So the first scenario was to break above and continue. The second one was to pull back and go long. And again, as you can see, we broke up, which is great. We broke up, but just with a little wick, right? We broke up, and then we massively flushed down, which creates a breakup structure down. So currently, to me, if you ask me what is the 4-hourly time frame direction, well, it's bearish to me. And as you can see, it's already starting to pull back, creating a potential new valid 4-hourly range to continue going lower, right? So this is eventually what I'm going to be looking for, because as I always say, the first push, the first reversal push is the strongest, and it usually gives you like a 30% pullback, which we have right now precisely, right? So I guess if the 50-minute, damn, this noise outside is driving me crazy. If the 50-minute aligns bearish right now, then you can start potentially looking for shorts. But as I said to my community in the morning, the 50-minute is a little bit messy right now. So we had a really nice trending Asian range. We took out the Asian high. Then we aligned bearish right there. But then as you can see, lower high, lower low. And currently we're kind of shifting a little bit bullish, right? But then you still have this supply. So what I'm looking for right here is something similar to Euro USD. Okay. I am looking out for a nice expansion lower to create a very nice lower low, then to try to trade it lower, or maybe it wants to reverse higher. So I'm looking for a nice push to the upside, and then potentially to go with it, because maybe it wants to pull back to 50% on the 4H, who knows, right? So again, Aussie dollar right now, it's very strange because it's the only pair that actually massively flushed down. I haven't looked at the NZD. We're going to do so in a bit. But yeah, this one is bearish to me on the 4H. It has created already a 30% pullback, which is more than enough to go short. But for me, I need a little bit of 15-minute development, right? Because one of my rules is always to be having a 15-minute setup. And currently we don't have it. So next pair. Aussie JPY, also very bullish JPYs this week. So we still broke to the downside, but then we did not make any lower highs. We just reversed, right? We just reversed. Yeah, so this is the breakdown. This is potentially the break up. And as you can see, we have a demand zone. The market already tapped inside and it's already making a new high. So look at that beautiful long development. So hopefully some of you traded this one, because aligned bullish on the 4H, pulls back right there. Hopefully also 15-minute. Well, probably you didn't trade it if you don't trade Asia, because it pulled back very late during the day. And yeah, to me here it aligned bullish. Right here it aligned bullish, then it just started expanding to the upside. So currently what you should know is that again we have a new 4-hourly range. So you can drop your fips, then you can be looking for a pullback right now because you don't want to be buying it that high. But again, as long as the 50-minute is bullish, you can keep doing so. But again, on all pairs right now, the 50-minute is a little bit sloppy. So I am waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for like a disruption, maybe a sharp push down, and then for it to align bullish, or maybe a sharp push up, and then just to continue following it, right? Because right now you can see push up, down, up, chop, 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 up, down. I even find it hard to spot like, okay, where is my last range? Right here we broke up, so it's this one. Yeah, it's definitely this one right there. So you can see right now you can be taking a long, but would you really take a long like this? Well, it's possible. Like you can see, we tap in demand, we took some liquidity. We just aligned on a 1-minute bullish right there, and we should be in long from here with a minuscule stop loss, right? So that is definitely a trade. But again, to me the 50-minute is a little bit sloppy right now, so I'm waiting for something more. I would love to have like a nice run to the downside to grab some liquidity, maybe tap 30%, maybe tap 50% of the 4H, then get an alignment and then to potentially go with it. So again, patience guys, wait for the 4H to align, wait for the 50-minute and then you go for it. So yeah, as you can see, NZD/USD as well, 4-hourly reversal, which is very good. Demand has failed and we're having a 4-hourly reversal, exactly the same as the Aussie. We're already having a little pullback, and as you can see right now, this one looks much weaker than the Aussie because the Aussie is still kind of trying to push down, while this one is almost towards the lower low, right? So I guess we're too late for this one. It shifted the structure right there on the 50-minute, lower high, and then it's just going down right now. It's very close to the low, keep in mind. So if we take the low on this one, again, look at here as well, the 50-minute is very sloppy, it's very compressed, which is something that you don't really want to trade. But this is the last break, this is the last supply. So if you're trading from early on, yeah, there is no setup. So I'm just seeing that one of our rules is not met. So if we come in again right there and then make a reversal, then this can be taken a short. Personally, I'm going to be looking for this one to get taken, right? And then to potentially start going down. So let's see if that happens. But again, it's very close to be making a new lower low. So if it makes a new lower low, then what you're going to have a new range. This is going to be your 4-hourly lower high supply, right? You're going to have a brand new range like this. So then what you have to wait is for the market to pull back 30 to 50% on the 4H, lower high, and then you short it. Okay. So pretty much that's it. Again, we have to adapt. We have to align right now. 4-hourly has turned bearish. On NJ though, on NJ you can see the JPYs are a little bit more bullish, but this one is still bearish, right? So we shifted 4-hourly right there. The market is above 50%, rejected, came back again, took liquidity above this, which could be the previous daily high, I guess, right? Took it out and right now it's rejecting again. So we have to go to the 50-minute time frame and see what we have right there. Well, yeah, we shifted bearish right there. And this is what I want to see right now, right? This is what I want to see, a clean push. And we are also currently having it on EU, a clean push. Then I identify my supply, which I can take like this, right? And then knowing that the 4-hourly is bearish, we have taken the previous daily high, we have shifted bearish on the 50-minute. Then I can be looking for here for my 1-minute setups and then potentially go down. So I'm gonna say short on NJ, although I'm not entirely up for it because we know the JPYs are a little bit bullish right now. You can see AJ, it's already making 2 hard highs, right? But NJ is still bearish, right? NU, yeah, NU was also bearish right now. There it goes, potentially to fulfill my rules, but it could not go as well because I see the Dixie as well falling down. I see Euro USD going up. So again, London is about to open. USD yen, you can see this one is so far playing out. You can see why we have the bullishness on the JPYs is because this one, again, wow, this one is nicely as expected. Nice push up, and right now we're starting to correct very slowly towards the lower high, right? So this is a major daily and also the major 4-hourly lower high, because here we don't have any major 4-hourly lower highs. Why? Well, because this one, if this one broke structure, then it would have been major, right? But we immediately started pulling back above 50%, about to tap into supply. So I'm very interested going forward. Are we gonna go short on USDM? Right, that is my biggest curiosity. Personally, let's wait maybe for the supply to tap. But again, if the 50-minute goes down, which it is doing right now, then you can try to short it a couple of times. But for me, again, yeah, we can definitely do that because it's above 50%. It's very close to supply. On the 4H, you cannot be very precise on the 4H because look at that big zone, right? Sometimes the market is not going to even tap your zone, but sometimes it's going to come in, maybe give you a shift, but then break, maybe give you a shift and then break, and then give it a shift and go, right? So this is why I don't love big 4-hourly zones, and I like my 15-minute because the 15-minute allows me to get in, get out very quickly by actually flowing with the current market momentum. So as you can see right now, the market has actually reversed bearish right there. So if you're looking for it, you can be looking to short from this area, right? So pull back, wait for your setup, short it, take your 3 to 5 hour, and then you're good, right? Then you don't care if the market is going to come in again right there. Oops. If it's going to come in again into supply and then give you a reversal. So that's how I'm currently looking at UJ, right? I am short biased on the pair, which is a little bit debatable because we're also tapping into, I remember a major, a very, very, very major weekly. So this is kind of the major weekly high low So that is a very important level. So we can also turn bullish, right? But then again, if the 50-minute continues to go bullish, like yesterday, for example, then we're going to go long, right? So currently it's short. And if this one gives us like a nicer pullback down, then that will be good for the JPYs because they're going to go short a little bit as well. Okay. So that's UJ. Checking out UCAD, you can see again the development on this one. I got it wrong again. Or it's not wrong, it just, didn't happen as I expected. What happened is that we went on, we made a new lower low, and then we massively made a new high, right? So we just have to adapt. So this supply actually did its job because we made a new low, and right now we made a new high, and right now we're pretty much about to test this supply, which is not like a very strong major supply, right? But it's potentially maybe gonna give us a reaction to make a higher low and then to continue going higher, right? So I wouldn't really look for a zone like this right now because look at that expansion. And usually, as I told you, the first 4-hourly shift, it tends to go to 30%, right? So we don't even have 30% right now. On the 50-minute, I'm definitely gonna ignore this one because look at it. It's not doing anything. It's just up, down, up, down. As I told you, currently, the 50-minute is very sloppy on the majority of the pairs. So we gotta give them some time. So I'm just looking on the chart on the left. We might be about to be taking a trade on EU because long, when we were long on the Forex, I'm just gonna set a little alert. And so I'm giving this one some time. I need to see something happen, right? Again, I either need to see a big push up, then to either follow it or then wait for the reversal, or I need to see a nice push down to introduce that selling pressure to take a short into 30%, take my profit, and then to potentially see what's going to happen within right there. Because on the 4H, we started with a massive expansion higher, and this one can go for a little bit. GU, again, interesting development. So we didn't push down, but we actually ended up breaking the high. So this setup is playing out, but we're right now at the absolute extreme of the major 4-hourly higher low, right? We tapped inside, reacted, we're tapping in again. So right now, if we get like a nice 50-minute shift, which we're having right now, so we took out Asian low, we didn't take out previous daily low, but we reversed right there on the 50 minutes. So what we can be looking for is for a pullback inside the zone and a potential long, right? Why? Well, because we're still bullish on the 4H, right? And if the 50-minute aligns bullish, then we can go with it. Yesterday, you can see we kind of went down, then we shifted up, similar to EU, right? And then we massively dropped down, tapping into the zone. We accumulated for a little bit. I would have loved to see this one take out these lows because GU loves to take out previous daily lows and highs, but it did not. Maybe it's going to come in because knowing GU, it might come in, shift bearish, and then do this, right? So as long as we are above this zone, right, as long as we do not break this low, then I'm going to remain bullish on the 4H, right? And then again, if the 50-minute aligns bullish, then I'm going to be curious to be taking longs on GU. So let's see how this one is going to work out. And probably GJ is very bullish. Yeah, there we go. So this one is very tricky right now. This one is very tricky because it has actually shifted bullish on the 4H, right? So you don't have much to do right now because pretty much this one is a little demand zone you can look at to trade, but your major higher low is this, or maybe you can say this, right? So you can't really look for this one to tap because you can take 100 longs towards this level. So right now, this to me is the last demand, and we're about to be pulling back into it. Okay, the last 15-minute demand is here, but this one can definitely break, and if it breaks, then you have to wait for a new alignment here in order to take a long later. Okay, so if GU is long, GJ long as well aligns very nice, right? So let's see, but then again, if if UJ goes down, then that could be a problem. So again, watch out for this one. JPY pairs are always very tricky little bastards. So wait for them to align very nicely and then you go for it. So yeah, I guess nothing much to mention on this one. I'm just looking at it. It actually looks pretty good. It's very trending. It's very nice. I look at that long right there. Yesterday broke, structure pulls back, long right there as well. So it moves pretty nice. No, that is Monday actually. So how is this? Yeah, so this is yesterday. I'm confused. I'm still sleeping. Wow, 9 o'clock. So if we have a look at the gold. Yeah, gold also very interesting development. So it took out this high. Again, I indicated a little high right there. So it violated the daily / weekly supply, which is great, right? But there was a lot of liquidity resting above it, which is why we're having a massive reaction right now. So we got to be waiting a little bit because the 4-hourly aligned bearish, right now. So technically we're bearish on gold, and we can have maybe like a little pullback, lower low, pullback, lower low, and then to shift bullish and then to start going higher, which is from this daily zone. Because right now this daily zone broke out, right? And even the weekly shifted bullish. So we can say we're overall long-term bullish on gold, but right now the Fanatic has shifted bearish for me. So I'm actually going to be looking for shorts. Okay. Again, I'm not into gold. So again, I don't know right now if it's going to pull back much deeper or if it's going to go from here. Okay. What matters is that we monitor the 15-minute. So currently the 15-minute is very sloppy as well. So no way I'm taking a trade from here, from this sort of range. So I'm looking for something to happen, right? Either a push up, then to take a couple of longs as we reach like 50% or 30%, then to have the reversal and go down, or for us to have a nice expansion lower and then to start following it down. Okay, so wait for it, wait for the clear signs, only then you strike. But overall, bearish on gold right now, short term. So let's see how this one is going to play out and let me know what you guys think about it. US 30, this one is very tricky right now. So the longs, not sure if they're going to play out. Yeah, so it's a bit very tricky right now because I can show you a couple of things. Here we have a breakup, here we have a breakdown, right there we have a breakdown, breakup, and right now breakdown. So technically, this one is bearish if you really zoom in and look at market structure like this. But this one is also daily demand. So as long as this one stays right there, there is a high chance this one explodes to the upside. Okay. I am personally not trading right now indices. I am just waiting for them because, as I keep saying, they're in a very sensitive area right now. So they need more development for me personally. But what I'm going to say is that I'm bearish on US 30. So it broke down. And yeah, right now, again, as I say, the 15-minute is currently sloppy on all pairs, so they need development. So I'm probably going to be trading this in New York. If it breaks below, then we keep following, right? If it starts pulling back, then we can take a couple of longs before the short, right? But I'm short biased right now on US 30, and it's really going to become short if we break below this daily demand zone. Then we can maybe even start expecting a bigger drop lower. But let's see, this again depends on the sentiment. You can see also Nasdaq, it's still, this one is also tricky because if you really zoom in, yeah, we can debate a little bit on this one, but if this one is a break, then we have a breakdown. This one is not as clean, right? This one is not as clean. It's just forming like this little range right now, which is just staying above the daily demand zone. So this one has a little bit more upside, but again, who knows? So I am waiting on this one especially, right? And also S&P. S&P, this is definitely a break on S&P, right? So then this means that this is a breakdown, lower low, lower high. Well, no, here we had a little liquidity grab, but looked like a break at first. Then we shifted down right now and we're chopping at the bottom. So again, is it going to go down from here? Is it going to pull back lower high? We don't know, right? We don't know. So what we know is what the 50-minute is going to do, which is currently once again a little bit sloppy. So I'm waiting for something, either a nice move up to go long or a nice move down to go short with the current sentiment and momentum, which is bearish. Okay, but again, keep in mind, no indices, we're about to tap into daily demand, so that could have some impact, right? So watch out for that. Cryptos, I'm not looking at them, especially on the 4H, so I'm not gonna be exploring those, but it looks like it starts to move a little bit, but you can see it's very consolidative overall. So if I'm to just go back and actually give a little bit of a review, you can see right now that Dixie is actually respecting this supply, right? So actually, this is what I want to see. As I keep telling you, I want to see like a disruption. This is the disruption, right? A very nice push that forms a clean range, a clean push, and it shows me potentially where the market wants to go. So right now, it's all about actually waiting for it to come back and take a short, or for a new range to be created, to break again, and then to go short from there, right? This one can just be short-lived. This one can just be like a little manipulation down in order to continue going up. We never know, right? Euro USD, this is what I wanted to see, right? A very nice break above, which is happening right now. So what I'm going to be doing is drawing a demand zone right there. You can see I already have an alert set right there. So if this pulls back, I'm going to be interested to get my entry set up on the 1 minute. Okay. And if this one breaks below, then I'm going to be looking for a short, right? Just flowing with the market. The probability again is bullish. So your best bet is to go long, which is why I really like this trade right now. And if it pulls back right there, I'm definitely going to be going with the longs because we took out previous daily low. We took out the Asian low, which looks pretty good. Okay. AJ, you can see shifts bearish right now on the 15-minute. So hopefully it pulls back a little bit lower and then gives us a long. Aussie dollar also, it's kind of giving us a little bit of a, but yeah, this one is sloppy. It's also giving us a little bit of a long signal right there, but you can see how weak it is. Like look at EU. EU is nice. This one, Wix, it's a little bit weaker, and I don't know why. We had a hike on Aussie. Why is it so weak? And you as well. This one needs also a bit more development. You can see it's right now just starting to kind of break above this little lower high, so it's kind of shifting bullish on the 50-minute, which is not great because we haven't yet broken a new and made a new hourly lower low. So this one is not the best pair to be trading right now. USD CAD needs time. UJ gives us a little bit of an introduction right now. GU is also giving us a nice bullish introduction. You can see on EU, we took out daily low, right? On GU, we haven't, which is very interesting. So maybe this one, again, as I told you, it could come in, take it out, and then go. So watch out for that. Gold, for me, it needs some more 50-minute development, and indices, I'm not trading them right now, right? I'm waiting for something cleaner. If you get some intraday trades, we can see even yesterday, like we had PMIs yesterday, like massive down, massive up, it shifted up, shifted down, and then you just gotta flow with the current momentum, right? So avoid actually trading indices around like New York Open and New York Stock Exchange Open, because they can go mad and your stop loss can really get hit badly. So that's how I'm gonna wrap it up. So just going to flow right now with the 50-minute time frame, and trying to always align the 50-minute with a 4H, which gives you the highest probability of success. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. I tried to make it quick, but I end up speaking a lot and making it very long. These sessions I'm going to be doing live starting from 2023. So stay tuned for that. I wish you an amazing week and talk to you on my next video.